Welcome. Let's settle for the details now. Your comments are welcome. We are live also on X Spaces, on YouTube, and of course on Facebook. My name is Elton Brobe. Now, let's start off from the headquarters of the NPP, because one of the presidential aspirants, Kennedy Agyapong, has called for fairness in the party's Flagbearer Race as it positions itself for a return to power in 2028. Now, filing his nomination forms amid a charged atmosphere, with supporters chanting "No Kennedy, no vote," the former Asin Central MP urged delegates to elect not just a flag bearer, but a candidate capable of securing victory in the 2028 election. A while ago, he did so. And let me take you live to the NPP headquarters now, where my colleague Kenneth Jesse is standing by to engage them after the nomination. So, Kenneth, what is happening there now?
Well, Elton, it's been a very euphoric day here at the national headquarters of the opposition NPP. Well, one of the leading contenders for the flag bearer position and former MP for Asin Central, Kennedy Agyapong, came to file his nomination after picking the forms officially a couple of days ago. And of course, he sold his message to the delegates that he is the right person to lead the party. Now, he's told the members that everywhere he goes, everybody says that it is Kennedy Agyapong that they want. He's told them not to be scared, not to be fearful of anything, no intimidation whatsoever. He sold his message that he's an entrepreneur who can create jobs for the youth of this country if he is elected president. Thankfully, I have two leading, or three, or more actually, members of his camp. The spokesperson for his campaign, Mr. Kwesi Kwatin, is here with me. George AC, who is the former communication director for NATMO, and a couple of others are also here with me. And of course, I want to pick their thoughts briefly. First of all, were you expecting this crowd here?
No, I mean, we're overwhelmed. I mean, in terms of the numbers, certainly we know Kennedy Agyapong pulled the numbers. Right. He resonates so well with the grassroots. And so the natural expectation is that when he is doing a public event, undertaking an event of such nature, certainly you expect some numbers. But in terms of the magnitude, in terms of the size, in terms of the quantum, you realize that even the whole street was filled with the numbers we were not expecting. And of course, I mean, we are humbled by that. By demonstrates one thing, demonstrate that the people are so eager for power. It demonstrates that 2028 is non-negotiable, and they are bent on getting or bringing a candidate that will win us 2028. I mean, we realized the chant that was going on, it was about a chant for change. Everybody said we are bringing Kennedy, no vote. I mean, that's I don't really like it, because I believe that as a party we should all be able to come together and present one candidate. But these are people who are bent on and resolved that without Ken they are not going to vote. And it happened in the last election, the 2024 elections, that when Ken did not come, you realize that the party's performance was down. From 6.7 million, we moved down to 4.6 million. That's about 31% loss. If we go to the northern part of the Ghana, about 16%. The southern part of Ghana, about 33% reduction. So the people are so eager for change. We are humbled. We are grateful to them. This is not just a presentation of our nomination form, but it's a strong statement. It's a strong declaration that in 2028, Ken is going to win power for the NPP.
Gentlemen, I'll come back to you shortly, but you being the spokesperson for the campaign. When he was speaking, he said that no more intimidation. They cannot intimidate his supporters anymore. What did he mean by that?
I mean, there is a history to that. If you recall, in the last previous election, almost 137 MPs were all shipped to support one candidate. Almost all DCs, the 276 DCs, were all shipped to support one candidate. You look at the government appointees, over 6,000 of them were all shipped to support one candidate. You dare not decide to support Ken if you were a minister of state. But today the story has changed. You saw the number of ministers, at least those former ministers, you could count roughly about 20 of them. You were a media, so I'm sure you may be able to give a true account. So this time around, we are saying that nobody is going to go down to be intimidated. No. The level of coercion that we witnessed in the previous election, this time we are not going to tolerate that. We are saying that we respect all the rules, all the guidelines so far as this election is concerned, but we are not going to demonstrate weakness in this election. So Kennedy is only saying that if we are afraid of the establishment, the pseudo-establishment that was there, the perceived establishment that was there, the good message is that the establishment has been broken down. Even the sailor and the captain of the ship is no longer with the ship. Now the ship is drowning, the ship is sinking, and all the crew members are now even contesting the ship. They are also riding their own boat and their own ships. So, I mean, it symbolizes one thing, that the message is clear, that the other ship and the other boat has been rejected. This time around, in the spirit of revival, we need a new face. In the spirit of unity, we need a new face. And not just a new face, but we need a strong and not a weak candidate who can win us power in 2020.
Okay, Mr. Isi, let me come to you. Kennedy Agyapong said that everywhere you go, everybody says they want Ken. Is that really the case, or that's just hearsay?
That's really the case. That's really the case. Let me make an instance. Last time I was with the Baumia campaign, you get it, because I believed in the Northern project for the party. Unfortunately, when the results came, we saw it. People were meeting us and say, hey, Mwanfa Ken and Mayan Tro. That was, we are bringing Baumia. You get it. And the results, the data, the stats indicate that was what the people did. About 2.1 million people staying away from voting. 1.7 million margin. What we saw today is an organic love. The people say they want Ken to lead the party. And what better can you do than to listen to the voice of the people? The voice of the people is the voice of God.
If I understand you clearly, most of the votes that you lost in 2024 was because of the candidates that you presented.
Yeah, a lot told us that if you don't bring this person, we're not going to vote. Okay, and indeed, the result showed. Okay, I was with Dr. Baumia. Everybody knows me. You get it. But, you know, when the results came in, especially the 5 northern regions, and I did my assessment, I realized, no, we cannot make the same mistake again. Let's go with the people and let's give the people who they want. And that is the spirit with which we are marketing Kennedy Ohene Agyapong for the 20.
Is that why you switched camp?
No, I'm telling you, you know, yes, I love because the data, because we were promised we were going to get these from the northern region, the Zongos and all that. Unfortunately, that's not what showed. Okay, and what it tells me is that the people felt you didn't bring the person we want, as though we are all apathetic. Okay, that is what I saw. And because of that, I felt, no, let's give the people who they want. And the issue now is about jobs. And he's made a firm case for it, that he's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur, and he knows how to create jobs for the youth. And that is what we want to give to the youth. Today, the issue is about job creation. You get it? Opportunities for job for the youth. And that is what Ken is promising them. His wife said it, that President Kufuor gave free maternal, national health insurance. Nanadu, those kids, Nanadu came to give them free education. When they finish university, they need jobs. Ken Agyapong is coming to firm that and give them jobs.
Okay, I'll come back to you on the jobs matter. Kennedy is always touting himself as a businessman who will be able to create jobs, especially for the young people of this country. Do you believe in that vision?
Well, thank you for your question and to your viewers. It's no of any, what do you call it, magic. Ken have done a lot for Ghana. And Right Honorable Makokwe, the former Speaker of Parliament, said it, that if you want to lead New Patriotic Party, tell us what you've done in your private life and tell us what you have done for the party. So that question is not ambiguous. Ken have done it, and Ghanaians know him, and he's the one who can provide jobs. Just like Ayusi said, Ken can give us jobs because already he's creating jobs and he's continuing to create jobs for Ghanaians. And everywhere in the street, everywhere, he himself said it. Everywhere you go, they tell you bring Ken. Without Ken, we are not voting. Imagine 2.5 million sitting at home without voting. That is, MPP cannot take it. We don't need a Flagbearer, but we want power. Who can give you power is Ken. That's what in the street everybody is saying. All the young men you see around, people need jobs. And if you need job, where do you go? We have to get somebody who can create a job for you to, work and have your daily meal. And that's what Ken stands for. It's not about magic. It's not about politicians. Ken is not these orthodox politicians who come and give you rhetorics. Ken is a doer, and he's doing it and is manifesting in everywhere in Ghana. See what he's doing at 37. See what he did for Tamale people. At the time, he was not even having a vision of contesting to become a flag bearer. But yes, they says in every situation, you have to have a leader. And those leaders have to stand up and be counted. And that's why Ken has stand up and want to be counted.
Well, Elton, the crowd have fairly dispersed, but I want to paint a picture of what really was happening earlier. All this place was choked, filled with supporters who were clamoring for Kennedy Agyapong to lead the party, chanting songs like "No Kennedy, no vote," all saying that Kennedy is the only one that can lead the New Patriotic Party to victory. And I have another person here who is donning a T-shirt which has been labeled "Let Ken be Ken." And my question is anybody not allowing him to be who he is?
Oh, okay. With the with the slogan "Let Ken be Ken" just came as, Ken is who he is, right? So everybody knows Ken to be the person who speaks the truth. Right, so he tackles with whatever thing he faces or he sees, right? So he always faces the facts, right? So what people are saying is he's a man that maybe he tells his mind, he's like this, he's like. Then the issue is we should allow him to come and lead the country, right? So we, as a country, we need someone who will face the facts, tell us the truth, and also build the country as well. We need jobs as a youth, right? He has to create more jobs. And he already has that, what's the name? And he has already created some jobs. And we all know, it's a fact. It's something that we all know, right? So we have to allow him to come and lead the country as well, and so that he can move us to a certain level that we need as a country.
Please don't go yet. I'm coming. Please don't go yet. But Kennedy Agyapong is not the only person who is expected to file his nomination today. Later in the day, former Agric Minister and MP for Abetifi, Brian Agyapong, is also expected here to file his nomination as well. And tomorrow we'll be having former Education Minister Dr. Ayawe Duchum and former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also trooping in to file their nomination as well. Now, you wanted to make a point. I'll let you make that point. I don't know if it's in relation to what I'm about to ask you, but a lot of people have said that. Kwesi, don't go yet. A lot of people have said that Ken is loudmouth. He's very vocal and loudmouth, and that people are scared that if we entrust the entire country, if we entrust our armed forces for him to be the commander-in-chief, it could be dangerous.
No. That's what I was going to say. We need a leader who can look you in the eye and tell you you are fired because you're incompetent, because you're not doing the right thing. You're not doing things that will promote the unity and development of the nation. This is what we want. Trump is the president of the United States. You know Trump. You knew him before now. He speaks his mind. And Ken is no different from Trump. He's also a business person. Ken is a business person, okay? There's that correlation. And we believe Ghana needs somebody who can look every minister, member of parliament, appointee of his, and speak to him that you are fired. We need that kind of leader. You get it? If you are not living up to expectation, because we have a nation to build and people to give opportunities to and jobs to create for the youth. You get it? And that is the spirit that Ken stands for. And that is why I'm following him and praying that the majority of the Guinean people will accept him after the delegates of the NPP have unanimously endorsed him as our leader and flag bearer.
Mr. Kwatin, yesterday, Kwabena Agyapong filed his nomination, and he called for a debate of ideas between the hopefuls. I heard Kennedy mention that some people say they have ideas, but he has bold ideas and solutions and creativity as well. Do you support the call by Kwabena Agyapong that there should be an internal debate for all of you to come to the table and tell us what you bring on board? Should we be elected?
Let me be very honest and very forthright with you. What we need now is power, not ideas. The semantics and the rhetorics are getting too much. I hear some of the candidates say you have the rich ideas. Some of them has been around for 16 years. 8 years as vice president and 8 years as a
Bawumia you're talking about.
I mean he's a contestant, so there's nothing wrong if I make a reference to him. But I'm saying that the ideas, the whole logic about the ideas is not tenable at this particular moment. Of course, it is also not in a way to dismiss the conversation of ideas. Election has always been about ideas. But I'm telling you that at the crucial time that we are, it's not about it. Because see, no matter how rich your ideas are, if you do not win political power, the ideas will become obsolete. So we need that pragmatism, that courage, that boldness, that fearless character, that person who has built that track record of credibility and people trust him to bring us into power. When you bring us into power, all the fine ideas, we're going to implement it. So I'm not sure, is an election which must necessarily be reduced to debate. But of course, the whole point about even campaigning, selling your message is about exchange of ideas. What do you do for the grassroots? And it's not only about ideas, it's about what you've also lived and the track record and how you've lived your life in the past. Are you in the sight of the grassroots? Do they see you as somebody who they can rely on? Do they see you as somebody who they can trust? In terms of your life and your track record, have you been fighting for them? Have you been advocating for them in terms of philanthropic works, in terms of the job creation? It's also about lifestyle audit. It's not necessarily about ideas. But of course, we do not dismiss that. But we are saying that we should, yes, ideas are good, but we should go beyond ideas and look at the candidate that can win us power.
This will be the final one. The post-mortem analysis of your defeat by your own members. Yes. Accusations came up that the NDC used some of the words by your candidate against the party. Most of the time, he being very vocal has come to the fore. People say that we can't really entrust the armed forces in his stead as the commander-in-chief. Don't you think people should be concerned about his utterances?
My understanding is that the party commissioned Professor Michael Okoye to do a work. So far as I'm concerned, Michael Okoye findings is not out. So I'll be very surprised to endorse some of these claims that is being banged around. People have laid claims that we suffered defeat because of religious issues. People have also cited tribal reasons. I will also to endorse or buy all of these reasons that has been thrown around. I think we have to leave some of these things to maybe for a future discussion. But most important thing is that there was a commission that was responsible to do this work. That commission has never pointed accusing fingers to our candidate that he said this or that. Of course, let me also hasten to add that our candidate is a human being. He has his strengths and he also has his shortcomings. But even his shortcomings, we can capitalize on that and still develop this country. The shortcomings, of course, people see him as temperamental, but we see him as somebody who is so passionate in getting things done. There are other candidates who people may see as humble, but somebody like me, I will see him as weak. So if you want to do a character audit and then attribute, blame, this person did that, then we may not even move forward. You see,
it's about the job, not the character.
You see, for me, what is also most important thing is that I have a message for all those laying those claims. There comes a time where you need to demonstrate leadership. You need to own up and accept responsibility and say that whether I went south or north, whether I went east or west, I take responsibility as the commander of the chief, as a captain of the ship. I apologize accordingly and I'll make sure that we fix it. When you throw blames and Agyapong's A, B, C, D, Akufo-Addo increase fuel, all this it doesn't help us. And of course, it defines you as a leader. And the greatest trademark of every great leader is also to admit responsibility. And Agyapong will never shy away from responsibility. If indeed certain utterances of him cause us, we will not be shy to take responsibility and apologize for it. But I can assure you that Kennedy's utterances were just prophetic. He only told us how Ghanaians are feeling. The DDEP, Kennedy have to tell the ordinary people before they realize the impact on them. In terms of when Kennedy was complaining about party people not getting jobs, people were paying money before they get basic things like police recruitment and those things. This one's did you have to say that Kennedy caused the defeat? So I am of the view that we should leave those conversations probably for another day. They are unfactual, it's not captured in Okoye's report. And our focus is that we will still engage the ordinary party people, and we are hopeful that they'll give us another at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kwatin.
It says 0.02, very insignificant.
Right, gentlemen, thank you very much, gentlemen. So that's leading figures within the Kennedy Agyapong camp. If you can see to my right, there's a setup currently ongoing, and that is Brian Agyapong, the MP for Abetifi, whose setup is currently ongoing. And in a matter of a few hours from now, he will also be trooping in to the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party to submit his nomination form as well. But we can listen to Kennedy Agyapong when he addressed the crowd after submitting his nomination forms.
All I'm saying is, talk about jokes. I am pleading with you to vote for Kennedy Agyapong, because in the bus, chop bus, truck, wherever you go, Ghanaians are crying for Kennedy Agyapong to leave this country. So don't listen to anybody who will come and intimidate you because of his own selfishness. The party victory is paramount, and therefore we need to come together without intimidation and make sure we select a winnable candidate that can win 2028 election for the party. So please, no intimidation whatsoever, no more fears. We are going to vote with our conscience. We are going to then vote for Kennedy Agyapong. Choboy. Some people say, Choboy. Some people say they have ideas. I have both ideas and creativity. I have done it before, and I continue to do it. So if I tell you I'm going to create jobs for you, believe in me. Let's ask some of the candidates what they have done in terms of jobs. Our biggest challenge in this country is unemployment. And the only candidate in the NPP who can solve unemployment problem in this country is Honorable Kennedy